on 2 a little bit because
let's
2.
talk about the other ones. We'll get to Hollywood's. I'm waiting for the phone to start ringing while we're putting that out. When they go, those guys are right, man. We need to go back and do some. We're going to remake it all over again.
And the first one is, I walked out of the theater happy, had some minor complaints about certain things, but overall, great. I have a Spider-Man movie. This is the best thing in the world. And then, so it was instant just anticipation for Spider-Man 2. And then knowing and finding out, oh, Doc Ock's going to be the villain. This is going to be fucking great. Who's going to play Doc Ock? I remember for a long time, we were like, who'd be a good Dr. Octopus? Stephen King.
If you think about it, yes.
He looks just like especially back in 2000, 2004 or whatever.
Like big glasses.
Yeah, like he looks just like Otto Octavius would have looked in the comics then.
Just give him a bowl haircut. That's all he needed was the bowl haircut. He was done.
We got Alfred Molina, and I think he's great as Doc Ock.
I know why I love this damn movie, and a lot of it has to do with Alfred Molina's character and him. Dude, he's a great dude. He carries that torn doctor between wanting to help humanity, but his genius, and then of course the AI of the tentacles and stuff like that. The inner turmoil with him fighting. I mean, there's even a scene where he's talking. This is after he escapes from the hospital, and he's talking. He looks, and then they turn, and he looks totally different, like split personality, and he does it so good.
And that's really kind of like. That is sort of the main theme with a lot of the villains in Spider-Man's universe is it's this split personality and, one half of his brain is good. One half of his brain is thinking bad. And you see that with Willem Dafoe and Norman Osborn. And then you get it here with Alfred Molina. We also get that in the third movie. We'll get to it. It's always these conflicted characters that could be good, but they're bad,
Well, it's funny. In the first 2 movies, his main villains are the 2 people he looked up to.
Yeah.
I mean, he loved Norman Osborn for his genius and everything he was doing at Oscorp. Would have loved to work there, but like I said, he wanted to do it on his own, make his own way. Totally dumbfounded when he gets to meet Otto Octavius because he idolized that guy and ends up being his villain. I mean, even through the comic books, that's 2 of his main villains through the comic book series. Doc Ock and Green Goblin. I mean, Green Goblin is Spider-Man's Joker to the Batman. I mean, later, I think Venom kind of took that away from Green Goblin, even though Green Goblin's always been there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that's his original, but I was like, I think Venom kind of took the Goblin and said, here, you can.
I mean, so much so that in recent years, they've kind of crossed Green Goblin over into the Carnage and Venom territory. And
we got Red Goblin.
So,
I mean, that's the thing, like I said, I like about the Doc Ock character. The interaction with him and his wife at the beginning of the movie before they do the experiment and everything. And he loves his wife.
Yeah.
That man, I mean, it, the way he just talks to her, looks at her. And then you think when the accident happens in the lab, that's a definite Sam Raimi Evil Dead thing when the glass is flying at her face and you see you don't get to see it go in, but what happens.
Yeah.
And you got between that and then the tentacles taking over and him realizing, like you said, he had mentioned it while he was doing it, the power of the sun in my hands. Again, that's genius is hard to control, especially when you're that smart.
Right.
And it drives you to do things that you think are great and are not, aka Tony Stark, Iron Man. That's how we got Ultron.
AKA The Fly, which is a movie we talked about recently, linked up here. Go check it out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, sometimes you think you're doing a great thing, but you're not. You're making things worse.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers said that how many times? Iron Man in MCU movies.
But the scene where he officially becomes Doc Ock is so fucking Evil Dead. It's not even funny.
Dude, I rewound that twice.
Yeah,
because I mean I remember that scene, and then I was like, I would watch it. Okay, let's watch it again because it's Evil Dead, but a lot of Army of Darkness. Right there, and man, we get the super close ups with the angle turn screens.
Yep, I love
total Evil Dead Army of Darkness.
I love the homage to the chainsaw. Whenever that chainsaw is on screen, I was like, I see what you're doing there, and I like it.
Dude, I remember seeing that movie for the first time. And you're like trying to figure out what's going on, and you've seen everything. And I know you did because you love the Evil Dead Army of Darkness film.
Honestly, that's the thing. I wasn't really too up to par on Evil Dead at this point, so I don't think I would have made that connection watching the movie when I originally saw it. But watching it now and seeing Evil Dead as many times as I have, for sure.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, all of it. Like I said, the framing of the shot, I love it. He always does the zoom in where angle turns like this up in your face, and then the girl getting drugged across the floor, and her fingernails digging up the tile as she's getting drugged in the pure darkness. And then when the guy's pinned against the wall, and then it's like you get the immediate chainsaw.
Yeah.
Total Ash moment right there.